So guys, what I've got here is the Samsung Evo Plus. It is a micro SD card that has 256 gigabytes of storage. This cost me £108.70 from Amazon UK. It's around $130 just now in the USA. Now, it might seem surprising for me to buy such a large micro SD card. You know, one of the things that I want to do in this phone, my HTC U11, is shoot a lot of videos, and 4K takes up a lot, so I wanted to find an appropriate card. As you can see here, this is a class 10 and it can do 4K. It's stating read speeds of up to 95 megabytes per second, write speeds of up to 90 megabytes per second. But I'm sure you all know you never get anywhere close to that. There is a 200 gigabyte Samsung card out there that's probably about half the cost of this. And I did look at that, but it isn't really marketed towards being a 4K micro SD card. What I'd like to do in this video is just quickly show you how this performs. There's an app I've downloaded called A1 SD Bench. And in my old card, which is a 64 gigabytes, it's quite a fast card as well, 64 gigabytes card, which I believe can do 4K as well. They're saying it's got a read of 77.12 megabytes per second and a write speed of 41.77. You can see the internal memory is much faster, 690 megabytes per second, and writing at 109. But really it's the SD card here that I'm showing you at 77 for reading and 41 for writing. It'll be interesting to see what we get with this one. Now, on the back as well, just a few things. You can see on the front, again, 95 for reading, 90 megabytes per second for writing. It's got a 10-year limited warranty, waterproof, temperature proof, X-ray proof, magnet proof. Seems to be standard for most micro SD cards now. There we go, 256 gigabytes. What I'm going to do is take my other SD card out. So for reference, this is the old card I had. It was a Transcend Ultimate 633X. That was a fairly good card as well. I never had any problems with this for speed. You know, the upgrade here is really just about storage. It's kind of an obscene amount of storage. But, you know, I just thought, rather than go for the 128, I thought let's go for the 256. It saves me from upgrading at a later date. So let's benchmark this one. You can see right away it's saying that, you know, from this 256 gigabytes card, that I have got 244.16 gigabyte free. Let's benchmark it. So first impressions are not very good at all. I'm getting a read speed of 34.15 megabytes per second and a write speed of 19.63. That does seem very low. So what I'm going to do is quickly benchmark it again to see if that was a mistake. So in the second benchmark, we seem to have dropped the read speed down to 24. The write speed went up slightly from 19 to 21, but really we're getting really bad performance from this. Now, you know, I'm not an expert as far as how reliable this application is, A1 SD Bench, but it is quite telling that, you know, I'm getting like 70 odds, nearly 80 read speed and 40 writing on this card, which is an older card. And on this brand new Evo Plus, I'm only getting 24 read and 21, nearly 22 write. And again, look at this here, up to 95 reading, up to 90 writing. So I'm really getting really poor performance, way below what is being advertised. So just to check this, I'm going to put the micro SD card in the adapter. I'm going to test it on my Windows laptop and we'll see if we can get better write and reading speeds. So let's see how it goes on. So it can take a long time to test a micro SD card that's 256GB in size. I let the test run for an hour or so, and it was giving me around 77 megabytes per second for writing and around 81, 82 megabytes per second for reading. Now that is obviously closer to what is being quoted. So the question is, why we're getting such a poor time here when, you know, another card, which granted is smaller in capacity, is giving, you know, 2-3 times faster read and write times. So what I'm going to do is format the card again and run the test again just to verify that everything's okay. You know, I've made sure it's connected okay. So we'll do that just now, and we'll see if the benchmark is any different this time. Bizarrely, performance has actually went down. It's now giving me the read speed of about 22 megabytes per second, and the write speed is just under 18.75 megabytes per second. So I've did this benchmark 3 times. It's always performed very poorly, and the position I'm in just now is that it claims to give read speeds up to 95, write speeds up to 90 on my Windows computer using this provided SD adapter, and, you know, putting this directly into my laptop. I'm getting around 77 and 82, so not too far off the theoretical or the quoted speed of the writing, you know, the read and write times. Now, the fact that I'm not getting that on this phone, if I hadn't tested this micro SD card, I would just think, okay, this is perhaps a limitation of this phone. You know, perhaps that's the most that this phone can get from this card. The fact that this 64GB Transcend micro SD card gets 2 or 3 times the read and write times is making me think that this could be some sort of compatibility issue. There's some sort of problem with this micro SD card. You know, maybe it doesn't work well with the HTC U11. I'm not sure. You know, I don't know all the answers to this, guys. All I can do in situations like this is, you know, take what I've got, test it, and see how it performs. What I might do is contact the company, you know, to contact Samsung and ask what's wrong. But these are not the results I would expect. You know, I paid more money to get a 4K card with faster reading and writing times. Perhaps this application isn't the best. I'm not sure. I can maybe try some other benchmarking services. But it does seem that the fact that this card is getting 2 or 3 times better performance, it points to the fact that this doesn't seem to be compatible, or just doesn't seem to work well with mobile phones. You guys can be the judge on that. I'd love to hear what you think about this, guys. Please do leave a comment below. As I said, I don't have all the answers to this, so if you can point me in the right direction, please do leave a comment below. I'm not an expert on, you know, storage and SD cards and things like that. I'm just relying on apps and services that are there to help me perform benchmarks. Please do leave a comment if you know more about this. But I do think it is quite interesting that with a card that I've had for a few years, it's not performing even close to it, despite the fact this is being promoted as a 4K Ultra HD card. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this video useful. Leave a comment below. Please do subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. And until next time, thanks for watching.